I think, was she anxious about money issues?
Your Honor, I object to.
Well, I know you objected, and
But he is.
I understand your objection. Well, I don't care what you're doing. There's an objection to the previous question. The objection is sustained. While entertaining the objection, you cannot pose another question. The objection is sustained.
I apologize.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I hesitate, but this is a matter that needs to be put on the record.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have you go to the jury room. Please not discuss the case. Yes, sir. If everyone will be seated. Yes.
I objected to a conversation. We're aware of that conversation, but I objected knowing where he was going, which was, and in that same interview, by the way, that she gave about a statement where Maggie said that she was concerned about money, she also indicated Maggie was never concerned about money. Either way, it's hearsay. He said before Your Honor ruled, was she concerned about money or wasn't she concerned about money? He testified, which is to hearsay. I would move for mistrial. I think it's unduly prejudicial based on the last 3 weeks we've heard of financial misconduct on part of the defendant. I would move for mistrial. I would move that it's not mistrial because I don't think, even if you give this jury an instruction, you can't unring the bell. You can't correct that. And now I've had to draw attention to it, even more so by objecting to it. He knew that was wrong. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Meadows.
Your Honor, and for the record, I apologize for that question. I don't have to say it. I'm
Well,
sorry.
we're not here about apologies. Go ahead.
And I can't help it.
Yes, sir.
Judge, under 803, and what I should have brought to the court's attention first, 803.3, we think this would be admissible. Hearsay exception, then existing mental, emotional, or physical condition. The statement of the declarant's then existing state of mind, emotion, sensation, or physical condition. We think it fits under that rule. How she was, and that's all I was going to listen. That's it. I want to go. And hearsay was coming out a little bit there. A lot of hearsays come out in this trial. They wasn't objected. It just was rolling. I wasn't trying to plan that far ahead. But I do think respectfully it comes in under we'd like you to consider under 803.3, Judge. And that's what I should have said before I asked the question. Again, for the record, say I'm sorry.
803.3, the following are not excluded by the hearsay rule, even though the declarant is available as a witness. A statement of the declarant's then existing state of mind, emotion, sensation, or physical condition, such as intent, plan, motive, design, mental feelings, pain, and bodily health, but not including a statement of memory or belief to prove the fact remembered or believed, unless it relates to the execution, revocation, identification, or terms of declarant's will. All right, Mr. Harpootlian.
Obviously, Your Honor, I don't think that's covered by 803.
Why not?
Well, because it's the declarant's, and maybe we need to ask her exactly what she said before you rule on that. The only testimony we've heard on that point is his.
We heard a question, then an objection, and then another question while the court was listening to your objection.
Yes.
So we'll have a proffer of this testimony and see where it's going.
Was Maggie Murdaugh anxious of anything in the days leading up to his murder that she expressed to you?
Yes, sir.
Please tell the judge what it was.
She was worried because a lawsuit had been presented stating that they wanted $30 million. Maggie was crying. Maggie said, we don't have that kind of money, Blanc, and that's what she used to call me. She said, we don't have that. She said, if I could give them everything that I got and make this go away, she said, I would do it in a heartbeat. She said, I'll start over. We'll start over. She said, I just want it gone.
Well, we're listening to a proffer. Go ahead.
Would that be instead of that long, would that be like money issues that she was worried about?
The money issues dealing with the lawsuit.
And Your Honor, that's all I was going to offer. I asked for money issues. I wasn't looking to even go in detail on what she said there, that long colloquy.
Yes, sir.
I don't quite understand how this fits into, first, the what you allowed in under 403, 404B, and raised jest time. Right. It is her perception that the lawsuit, for $30 million, is putting financial stress on her. There's not any. She's not relating that Alex has any stress on him. He's the one on trial. Her perception that the $30 million was concerning her. I mean, she's not accused. That is, Maggie Murdaugh is not the defendant here. There's no connecting it to the defendant. I don't understand what, not only is it hearsay, it's not relevant to the issues being litigated here. Her state of mind on financial issues, I don't know how that relates.
Anything further?
No, sir.
We've had testimony elicited by the defense throughout the trial from witnesses portraying the family as a loving and happy marriage. Question posed to Mr. Gibson, I believe it was, and to the other friend of Paul's and Buster's, as to whether the family was anxious or seemed to have any concerns or issues going on at the time. And I find that this testimony properly responds to that testimony, and the objection is overruled. Anything else? All right, let's take a 1-minute stretch before the jury comes back.